Welcome back to the Travelling Trooper. Because the West MacDonnell Ranges has so much to see, we are going to cover it over 2 videos. This episode is starting at the Red Centre Way where they are doing backburning, and it will be ending at the stunning Orche pits. So we're at Simpsons Gap and we're going to go for a bit of a bushwalk. Now Simpsons Gap is the closest to the town of Alice Springs, not very far away at all, and it's in the West MacDonnell Ranges, and they do all their pathways up really nice for all of the bushwalks that they've got on offer here, east and west. So we're deeper into the trek now, so this looks like it could possibly be the end of this little bushwalk. It's only a 20-minute bushwalk. This place is a real wow factor. Absolutely stunning. Another thing that we're finding as we're moving through the country is they're doing lots of recycling, which is a really good idea. This is the entrance to Standley Chasm, and this is the check-in area. If you're coming for a day trip, there was a spot about 400 metres up the road here where you can park your caravans. If you're camping, you can go straight on through. They have parking down to the side there, and also there is parking near the entrance as well. Now this is the camping area. As you can see, this is where we are in our Lotus, our Trooper. So this is the reception area where you check in first. They have a cafe, food, drinks, ice creams, souvenirs, and the walk to Standley Chasm is through there. We are going to be doing some bushwalking today. So we're a little bit further into the walk. How far do you reckon we've walked?
Maybe 200 metres.
Yeah. It's been very pretty so far. Lots of wildflowers around. So we're deeper into the chasm now, and they have all these signs here that tell you about things along the way, which is really helpful to understand what's going on around you. Oops. Oh, I'll try and turn around without falling over in the rocks. So we've made it to the end of Standley Chasm. I've got spiritual people behind me. That's the spiritual people, not what's going on in this chasm. It's very pretty. So I've got background music for this. And still it goes on. I can't take photos in that part of the chasm because they've taken it all over. All in all, the trek to the chasm was not too bad. It has a few rocky bits and it can be a little bit challenging, but it's not too bad. I managed it with my knees. Pete went on a couple of the other tracks and I couldn't do them because they were just a little bit too hard for me. He said they weren't too bad to start with, but they did get quite challenging, and he had stopped and came back. So hopefully that will give you an idea of what the treks are like here. So this is the main camping area. These are non-powered sites on this side and powered sites on this side. So you can actually see that there isn't a lot of room here. But as you're coming in, there is another camping spot which is non-powered, and that has about 4 or 5 spots as well. So to the side here we have the toilets, showers, and they have a washing machine here as well. Everything's run on the generator here, so at night time the power goes off. So you need to make sure if you're going in for a shower that you do it before a particular time. I can't tell you what time that is. So this is us here, and we have a little campfire behind us, and we'll make sure that we actually clean that up before we go, which will be tomorrow. So here we are, we're connected to power. There is no water here. They do have free Wi-Fi, so you have to get a little code every day that you're here because it only lasts 24 hours. All the sites are reasonably level, just need a little block here and there, but it's not so bad. So I thought I'd show a little bit more of the tented area here. So it's really well set up, and the toilets and the laundry is just beside us, and they've also got a little washing line you can hang your washing up on. Bit of power there, just there. They generally have quite a few people tenting here. Now this is the unpowered area. It's about a kilometre nearly to the entrance, and over to the side is a dump station as well. So they're very well catered for here. I'll just quickly do a overview of what they had at Standley Chasm. So it was paid camping, and it was powered and non-powered sites. So you could have tents, caravans, camper trailers and RVs. They had flushing toilets, showers and a washing machine. I had Telstra Wi-Fi available to me, and they also had free Wi-Fi, and that was 24 hours with a code. There was a dump station, and they had several walks there, the easiest one being Chasm Walk. The other ones were quite challenging. They had a reception which had light meals, snacks, drinks, ice creams and souvenirs. And also, if you're doing the Merentie Loop, you can get the pass from the reception there as well, and that pass is available for 3 days. This is Ellery Creek waterhole. Very short walk to it, and it's all paths, so even if you're in a wheelchair you could get here. And obviously very swimmable. People are blowing up their boats. Cold? Freezing. Freezing cold. It's beautiful. And this was the footpath down, which I said was very, very short, and it is very accessible for so many people. You can camp here. They have toilets. I'm not sure about showers. Barbecues. And I'm just going to avoid people. And tables as well. You would have to pick your campsite because some of them are very squeezy. And some of them we wouldn't be able to get into with our caravan because of trees hanging over. We're still in the West MacDonnell Ranges, and we're going to go and have a look at the Orche pits, which is only a short 300-metre walk. It's really good inside here. They always have the information about where you are and maps, and tells you about the geology of the area as well. Only the Aboriginal men can dig into this, but the women are allowed to use it in their ceremonies if given permission by the men. The colours are really astounding.
The Orche pits brings us to the end of part 1 of this video of the West MacDonnell Ranges. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far, and will join us for part 2. We'll see you then. In part 1 of the West MacDonnell Ranges, we travelled from Alice Springs, 25 kilometres until we got to Simpsons Gap. Then we travelled another 40 kilometres until we got to Standley Chasm, where we camped for a few nights. Then it was another 60 kilometres to Ellery Creek, which also has camping. However, we did not stay there. And then we moved another 40 kilometres onto the Orche pits. We didn't stay there, there's no camping there. We did move on to Ormiston Gorge, but I'll cover that in part 2 of our video. Now that was 165 kilometres from Alice Springs through to the Orche pits, and that's one way. It's all bitumen road and very easy travelling. You could do this all in 2-wheel drive.